Morning everybody. Now then, I am at KTM's Sweet Lamb Adventure weekend in Wales, and this is my first day today. Can't wait. That's where I stayed last night, in that lovely cabin there. Very comfortable, very nice. And just up there, 100 yards up there, is where they house all the 790 Adventure Rs. So really looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracking weekend. Very humid day today, and you can probably hear I'm smothered with the cold. So probably not the best day for riding for me, but I'm dosed up with meds. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to warm up to about 20 degrees. So a bit of rain last night, so it may be a bit slippery underfoot, which will be good fun, hopefully. But plenty of good experiences today, fingers crossed. So keep watching and we'll see how I go today. There's one of the instructors, Louise, just getting the bikes out ready for her riding today. There's the bikes. Oh, look at all this, look. Awesome. Morning. How are you? Yeah, lovely, thank you very much. I'm recording, say hi. This is Louise, one of the instructors. Hello.
This is Rue.
Hey Rue, how are you? You okay?
We're lining up.
I know, setting up the bikes, looks awesome.
Exactly.
Looks awesome.
So the instructing and riding today primarily concerned with correct standing and sitting technique on the bike, both as I ride in a straight line and into corners and out of corners as well. This is important as you are able to navigate the terrain that you're riding into. So let's have a look at my body position at the start of the day. And in this freeze frame, what you can see here, I've got an arrow pointing to my knees. So my knees are too far forward. They need to be sitting, or the backs of my knees need to be sitting at least where the point of the arrow is. So there's a good couple of inches to come back on the knees there. I'm holding onto the bike both with my knees and my heels, but my knees are too far forward. So at least a good couple of inches back was the instruction, and that really helped with my riding. The other thing that we need to look at is the position of my arms, specifically my elbows. So from the position of my elbows, if I was in correct technique, you would see much more daylight between my elbows and my upper arms and my chest. And here you can clearly see, you can't see any daylight from a side-on view right through to the bank on the other side. So my elbows should be out more and more bent, my arms more bent. That would make sure that there's more daylight. That would mean correct technique, and what that does, it gives you much more stability as you are navigating whoops or bumps as they come towards you. So with my position on the bike now corrected and making sure that I take that technique into all my ridings for the rest of the day, it was now time to make sure that I took that into cornering. So for cornering, you try and maintain the same technique, but it's all about the hips and the elbows. So my elbow position is incorrect here. If I was in the right position with this front-on view, you would see more of a gap between the side of my body and my elbow. So my elbow needs to be out a lot more. So all I need to do is to push it forward, and that would make the gap between the body and elbow a lot greater and would be in the correct position for cornering. The position of your hips are just as important as the position of your elbows in cornering. And as you can see here, I've started to push my hips out to the outside of the bike in this particular corner. They're not out enough. They could actually do with touching just the point of the arrow there. So again, another good couple of inches that I need to push my hips out, but that would be the correct position as I'm entering this corner. So as I begin to approach this right-hand corner, I do a couple of things. I should be doing three things, but I definitely do two things. That is, first of all, to move my bum to the outside of the bike. So I've pushed my hips over to the outside of the bike. So my left cheek is essentially hanging off the bike, as I did when I was standing. So hips to the outside. The other thing I've done is to raise my elbow and to start lifting that up and get more gap between the side of my body and my elbow. The one thing I haven't done, though, is moved forward towards the petrol tank. So I do need to scoot myself a little bit more forward than where I am, but otherwise starting to get the correct technique.
And again.
One of the last skills that I learned from day one is skidding and controlled skidding. We do this before we head out and bring all of these skills that I've learned today into practice by going out on a good run in the afternoon. So practice skidding in a straight line in a controlled manner, and then we take that into, we turn it up a gear and we start standing and skidding into corners. And same thing here in terms of being able to turn the bike, is just using your hips to move the bike into the position that you want it. So if you want to turn left, you would push your hips out to the right to turn the bike. And so with this, and having practiced these skids and they were happy, we then went out onto the 30-mile course that is Sweet Lamb. So heading out to the 30-mile track around Sweet Lamb, I took out there with me everything that I've learned in terms of cornering, standing position, cornering position and skidding, etc. And we had a cracking afternoon. So thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned for day 2.